Good morning, fam. So today's reading brought me through some more miracles that Jesus was doing. Jesus calling Jesus going to his hometown where he was not accepted, and so he did only a few miracles there because of their unbelief. But two things that stuck out at me. One was about a particular miracle that he did, and that was when he healed the guy that was full of many demons. And we often think of this story in terms of the guy that was healed, right? Jesus, he's doing all these crazy things. Jesus came to him and said, "Hey, what's your name?" And he said, "My name is Legion, for there are many of us." And that was obviously the demons that he was talking to that were in this man. And then the demons begged Jesus to send them into a herd of pigs that was nearby, and he did, and then the man was healed. Well, the thing that struck me this time as I read that story is just the fact that Jesus asked the demons, and, "Hey, what's your name?" And I don't know why that struck me, but I had the realization as I was reading that today that Jesus knew those demons. Those demons knew him, right? And he knew them, each by name. And I don't know, I mean, I don't want to read too much into the text, right? But it seemed there when Jesus asked, "Hey, what's your name?" He was kind of like pointing out that, "Hey, I know you, and you are personally responsible for what you're doing." And just the fact that there is a whole real spiritual battle going on. So that was interesting. The other thing is that part of these these events was Jesus commissioning the 12 disciples and giving them the authority to do miracles and teach. And then he sent them out, and he said, "Hey, don't take a lot of things with you. Understand that you are going to be hated and persecuted. All of these things." And then he gave them power to do miracles. And then the thing that stuck out in my mind about that is that I think oftentimes we think that whatever the disciples did, that we should be doing those things, or we should be living like them. But really, they were 12 men that Jesus called for a specific purpose and gave them specific authorities and responsibilities, not ones that each of us should have. Because we were not one of those 12 disciples. And even during those times when the disciples were making quote-unquote disciples, those new believers that were being converted weren't called to go do the same thing. They weren't given the authority and power to do miracles and all of that. And so it's the same for us. We are not the 12 disciples. We do not have their authorities and responsibilities and all of that in terms of those specific things that Jesus called them out to do. And yet we still have all believers have the responsibility to tell others about Jesus and to understand the scriptures and then all the one another's and all the commands of the scripture, right? To pray for one another and all of that. And so can God do healings and miracles and all of that? Of course he can. Does he? Of course he does. But that's not like the main job and responsibility of somebody today, because we're not one of the 12 disciples. Anyways, those are the two things that stuck out to me this morning as I was reading. And I just hope that you are getting in the Word and thinking about it and learning things from it as well.